Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Idioms Insight.
We're here to take complex source material and really just pull out the essential knowledge you need to walk away feeling more confident, more informed right away.
And today, we are jumping into a huge topic. I mean, it's something that affects almost every single word you say in English. The vowels.
It is. If you've ever felt like English pronunciation is just this chaotic mess, this is for you. We are about to show you the method behind the madness.
We've been digging into some great excerpts from a text called Vocal Landscapes, Mastering the Art of English Vowels, and our whole goal here is to help you, the learner, get past just memorizing words.
Yes, to actually understand the why behind the sounds. Okay, let's unpack this. Vowels, they really are the shapeshifters of the alphabet. They just change their identity all the time, which is why they're the biggest headache for English learners. So today we're focusing on just A, E, and I.
And the powerful and kind of surprising rules that control how they behave. The key takeaway right from the start is that English vowels are not fixed. One letter, it can have 2, 3, sometimes 4 common sounds.
Which is exactly why just sounding out a new word can get you into trouble.
Exactly. Our mission today is to turn that chaos into a set of predictable patterns you can actually use.
And to do that, we're going to use a few phonetic symbols. Now, don't panic. This is the International Phonetic Alphabet, the IPA.
It's basically a universal code, a shortcut. So when we say a symbol like A, it tells you the exact sound to make. It just removes all the guesswork.
Right. It's all about getting you that core knowledge fast, but deep enough that you start seeing these patterns everywhere.
Without the information overload.
Exactly. So let's start with the letter A. We're calling A the drama queen of the alphabet.
A very fitting name.
Because it just has so much variety, it demands all the attention. It's usually the first sign for learners that, this is going to be tricky.
And to really master it, you have to think physically. I know this is audio, but I want you to focus on the shape of your mouth and where your tongue is. That's the key.
It's all about the mechanics. So let's dive into those 4 main sounds. What's the most common one?
Okay, so the first and probably most frequent is the short A. The symbol is A. This is that classic flat American sound you hear in words like cat.
Cat. Man, travel.
Right. For this one, your tongue is really low and forward in your mouth. Your mouth is open, but it's kind of a wide, flat opening, not round. You say cat right now, you should feel your tongue pushing down.
I can. There's a tension there in the jaw. Okay, so how does that compare to the second one, the long A?
The long A, or E, is the sound where the letter says its name. So agent or name.
Okay.
And the big difference is that it's a diphthong.
That's a technical word. What does it mean in practice?
It just means it's a gliding sound. You start with your tongue in the middle of your mouth, and then it glides up toward the front. It's 2 positions in one smooth motion. E.
Hear it. Cake, paper, dot, train. It moves.
Exactly. Short A is static and low. Long A is a movement. It glides up.
That makes the mechanics so much clearer. So where does the third sound, the open A, fit in?
Well, the third sound is the open A, or adas. For this one, your mouth is even wider and your tongue is way back and totally flat. No tension at all.
Like in father.
Father, calm, spa. It's a very relaxed, deep sound. You often find it before an R in American English, which gives you words like car.
Right, or drama. Okay, that makes sense. But then there's that fourth one, which I think is the most deceptive.
Yes, the rounded A, or os. This one is so important because it shows how much the surrounding letters matter.
It's all about context.
It really is. This sound often shows up before a double L. Think of call, all small. Your lips have to round just a little bit, almost like you're about to say oh.
You also hear it in words like thought or caught.
Precisely. And the source material brings up a fascinating example here with the word water.
Oh, right. This one really highlights the difference between accents.
It's a total litmus test. In American English, it's often that rounded sussitor, or sometimes closer to the open A, cosiator.
But in a British accent, it's more like A, right? Less A.
Exactly. And the key insight for you, the learner, is just be consistent. Pick an accent and stick with its sounds. You don't want to mix and match by accident.
That sheer variety really proves that you can't just look at the letter A by itself. It's all about the pattern.
For sure. Okay, so we've wrestled with the drama queen. Let's move on to the letter E, the master of disguise.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because this is where we find, I think, the single most useful pronunciation rule in all of English.
You're talking about the magic E.
The magic E rule. It cleans up so much confusion. It's a game changer.
It really is, because it gives you predictability. The rule is, well, it's simple. A silent E at the end of a word acts like a magic wand. It doesn't make a sound itself,
But it reaches back over the consonant.
and makes the vowel before it say its name. In other words, it forces it to become a long vowel.
And the source has these perfect examples. You can see the transformation. Take CAP, cap,
That's the short A, cap, low and flat. But add that magic E.
and you get cape, CAPE. Now it's the long A, key, the gliding sound.
It works with the other vowels, too. HOP is hop, a short O. Add the E, and you get hope, HOPE, a long O.
Or TIM, Tim, which is a short I. That becomes TIME, time, a long A.
Exactly. And even with U, which can be tricky, CUB, cup, is short. Add the E, you get CUBE, cube, which is the long U. That one rule is it's the backbone of hundreds of words.
It's amazing for predictability. But E is still a master of disguise, so it has other jobs to do.
Right. When it's not being magic, you have the standard short E.
Okay, what's the mouth position for that one?
Your mouth is sort of mid-open, and your tongue is forward but relaxed. It's the sound in bed, pen, get, help.
Got it. And the opposite of that would be the long E or IS.
Right. For this one, your tongue is very high and your mouth spreads wide like you're smiling. It's a tense sound. You hear it in he, she, we.
Or in words like believe or seen.
And what's important there is that E often teams up with another vowel, like A or another E, to make that long sound. Think team or sleep. Those vowel teams are another structural pattern.
And then there's one final role for E, and it's so subtle people often miss it.
The schwa.
The schwa.
Yes.
Written is, it's probably the most common sound in the entire language. It's the neutral, lazy vowel. Your tongue is totally relaxed right in the center of your mouth.
And you only find it in unstressed syllables, right?
Only ever. It's the sound of English being efficient. When you say the word problem, that E isn't a short E. It's a schwa. Problem.
It's almost just a quick grunt, like in or camera. Come here, real. Exactly. If a syllable doesn't have the stress, its vowel very often just defaults to that lazy schwa. Mastering it is key to English rhythm.
That brings us to our last letter for today, I. The magic E rule helped us a lot here, but there's still what I'd call the classic battle between its two main sounds.
Short versus long. For the short I, or A, think relaxation and speed. Your tongue is high, but it's not tense. It's the vowel in sit, big, milk, little.
It's a very quick sound. I like the comparison in the source. Say bit and then say beat. Beat is the long E, and you have to smile. Your mouth is tense. But for bit, short I, your jaw is just totally relaxed.
That's a perfect way to feel it. Then you have the long I, A. And just like the long A, this is another one of those gliding diphthongs.
So it moves, starts low, and then glides up. The letter says its name, I.
Right. We hear it in like smile, bike, all thanks to magic E. But there's another really important pattern here, the letter combination IGH.
Ah, yes. When you see IGH, you can be almost certain it's going to be A.
Almost 100% of the time. High, right, night, light. It's a fantastic pattern to collect. It just confirms again that the neighboring letters are the real predictors.
But speaking of neighbors, there are those few tricky exceptions where I just completely betrays its normal sounds.
You mean when it sounds like a long E?
Yeah, the I sound, it feels so random, like in the French words.
You've hit on a common frustration. They're not truly random. They are artifacts from when English borrowed words, mostly from French. Words like machine, police, or kiwi.
So for those, you just have to say the I, like a long E. Machine.
Correct. But there's a clue. It isn't in the letter, it's in the stress pattern. Take police. The stress is on the second syllable. Po-L-I-C-E.
Right, you'd never say police.
Never. Or machine.
Yeah.
That stress pattern is often the biggest hint that the vowel sound might be irregular because it's carried over from the original language.
That's a fantastic insight. Focus on the stress to remember the exception.
Precisely.
Okay, that was a ton of information. Before we summarize, let's do that quick challenge from the source to really synthesize everything.
All right, time for you to participate. We'll give you 5 words. For each one, just decide which vowel sound we've discussed is being used.
Ready? Here are the 5 words. Plain, bread, bit, light, and call.
Okay, take a moment. Think about the rules, the mouth position. Pause if you need to.
All right, we're moving on to the answers. Let's see how you did.
First up was plain. That is the long AE. The final E is the magic E, making the A say its name.
Next, bread. This is the short E, and this one is a classic trap because EA usually makes a long E sound, like in meat, but not here.
Third was bit. That's a straightforward, classic short A, relaxed jaw, quick sound.
Fourth, light. This one shows the power of those letter patterns. That IGH cluster triggers the long IA, the gliding diphthong.
And finally, call. Remember the drama queen? I before a double L almost always gives you that rounded AA. Your lips round out a bit.
So how'd you do? Even if you only got 3, you're now actively recognizing the patterns, and that is the most important step.
Absolutely. So let's just quickly recap the key takeaways. First, every vowel letter has multiple personalities. Expect 2 to 4 common sounds.
Second, your mouth and tongue position are what create those sounds. You have to focus on the physical muscle memory.
Third, silent E really is magic. Use it as your foundational rule. It worked most of the time.
And finally, those patterns, like IGH or ALL, they matter more than the letter by itself. Don't stress about every single exception. Just collect them one by one.
The rules cover maybe 80%. The other 20% is just vocabulary you pick up along the way.
So what does this all mean? It means you now have a solid foundation. You can understand the difference between the A in cat, cake, car, and call. They aren't random anymore.
Right.
Your homework is simple. Find 15 everyday words with A, E, or I. Write them down, say them aloud, and label the vowel sound. Pay attention to what your mouth is doing.
And as you do that, we want to leave you with one final provocative thought. We covered A, E, and I today, which are complex enough, but the source material hints at the wild O family showdown. So I want you to think about this. Why do words like book, food, door, blood, floor, and good all use the exact same 2 letters, O, O, but produce such wildly different sounds?
That's a great question. They sound completely unrelated.
They do, but they aren't. And thinking about them forces you to look beyond simple short and long rules and consider things like linguistic history and how neighboring consonants like the R in door or the D in blood can completely change a vowel sound.
When you see that, you realize English isn't chaos.
It's just very layered history, structure hidden under a lot of noise.
That is it for this deep dive into the vowel shapeshifters. We really hope this has cleared things up for A, E, and I. Next time, we will tackle that wild O family showdown.
You won't want to miss it. Until then, happy learning.